this special starting spot to give them room to breathe and to go. It's a foreign feeling for Graham Rahal. He hasn't been on the front row in some 4 years. This is the Honda Indy 200 in Mid-Ohio. Great start, Colton Herta.
Colton Herta, great jump. Graham Rahal able to go in line with him, but on the outside there, Alex Palou trying to make a move. He's around Kyle Kirkwood, who's now coming back on the outside of 5.
Kirkwood to the outside. He'll have the advantage at the next apex. That pink AutoNation car forcefully holding on to third as Marcus Ericsson and Felix Rosenqvist come together.
The two Swedish drivers collide, and that is not a great opening lap here at Mid-Ohio for the Chip Ganassi racer and the McLaren man. Yellow is out.
Side by side through turn 9 as the yellow flag comes out. I'm not sure if, Felix is beached there. I think we saw Marcus able to carry on.
Another shot of Ericsson. Yeah, he's just wide on turn-in. I just think he must have misjudged where he was relative to Rosenqvist, the gap. I mean, it was a car width, almost 2 car widths could be squeezed through here. On board now with Rosenqvist.
You're going to look to, there's Ericsson. Now watch to the right, keep watching to the right.
So Felix knows he's there. He gives him lots of room. You see, he's on the outside of Scott McLaughlin completely, more than a car width on the inside. So that's just a misjudgment from Ericsson, which I got to say, Townsend, that's a rare thing. You do not see mistakes like that out of Marcus Ericsson very often.
All right, we're getting ready to go green out of the last turn. Here we go, and Kyle Kirkwood is sizing up. Look at that pink car. He's sizing up Graham Rahal through turn 1, the resurfaced turn 1, climbing the hill to the keyhole in turn 2. Colton Herta leads the field back to green.
Hunter-Reay also on reds along with his teammate Rinus VK.
Whoa, look at this, Graham Rahal throwing everything at Colton Herta for the lead of this race.
Where did that come from? I've been watching Colton Herta's pace. He's been losing 1 to 2 tenths of a second
think about mix 1 here and use mix 3 if we can get him.
Per lap.
There's been a change within the top 3. Very hard fight between this man here, Kyle Kirkwood, in the AutoNation Honda for Andretti Autosport, and the points leader, Alex Palou. Down the back straight into turn 4. Let's show you again. Palou on the right in the blue and white American Legion machine. Watch Kirkwood on the inside.
Tough to tell from this angle how much room Alex Palou gave Kyle Kirkwood. It didn't look like a lot when we saw it live just a few minutes ago. Kyle Kirkwood's been hanging on to the back of his race car. Here's on board with Kirkwood. Just enough. Left him just enough room, but Kyle had to run the apex curb higher and harder than he normally would, and I think that contributed to turning around the AutoNation car.
Yeah, that one's right on the limit. I mean, Palou had a half a car length on him. He had the line for 5. You would have thought as a championship leader, maybe you leave him a bit more room, but ultimately there was just a car width there.
Whose call is going to be better, Andretti Autosports or Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan?
And they made a change on who makes those calls. Rob Edwards, as you mentioned, the 3rd different strategist. He told me, we just want to experiment. We didn't want to try things. We have 4 poles as a team and only 1 win. Now it's 5 poles, and Colton Herta trying to convert that today.
I think we're hearing box call for Graham Rahal there. We'll see if he comes in. But for Alex Palou, he's not able to get the pace of clean air with Graham Rahal up front.
So Graham Rahal staying out an extra lap. He's going to be all over that push to pass button, trying to make this in lap as fast as possible, trying to close that half-second gap he had to Colton Herta. Likewise, Colton now has to be on the button, getting up to speed as quickly as possible. The overcut staying out a lap longer, trying to utilize those hot tires. The undercut trying to get into the pits, get those fresh tires on. And we're going to see in about 30 seconds here which one's the right call as Palou stays out. Now he needs to put the hammer down, try to get those clean laps on the primaries.
Dylan, the Team RLL guys haven't been put under this much pressure in a while. Here we go.
That's right, big stop here. Rahal's been much happier this weekend on the reds than the blacks, so really wanted to take advantage of that outlap to try and build as much gap as possible. Reds are off, sticker primary Firestone's on for Rahal, waiting on the fuel. We'll see where he blends.
Nobody following.
How refreshing this must be for Graham Rahal, racing at the front of an IndyCar field. Where does he come out in comparison to Colton Herta?
Right now, you'll be racing him to the keyhole.
The words from Rob Edwards, you're going to be racing him to the keyhole. That
race
is on.
Graham's not going to be able to defend Colton Herta on hot tires as he goes sailing by.
Under brakes, does Rahal switch back? He can't.
Look at
cold tires.
Look at how far up the road Pato Award has gotten there. That is amazing. Award right there with Rahal.
The gap ends up about the same as the leader is in. Alex Palou down to Kevin.
and he's going to go to the red side wall, the alternates. He's got to go around Christian Lundgaard's tires. He's coming in from second this lap. The driver is dominant as we've seen in a while. Last 4 races, nobody's been better. 3 wins. Alex Palou is back out. Let's see how much time he made up in that in-lap.
Boy, that fueler didn't have to fill as much as I thought. Palou is out and to the front easily.
That was a 2-second faster stop than what Graham Rahal had on the 15. Here comes Colton Herta at pace. He's got to get around Christian Lundgaard, who's also jumped the 26.
So that tells me that the reason Palou wasn't pressing that hard is he was saving fuel following Graham Rahal earlier to shorten the pit stop.
Jack Harvey just whips on by, so too does Rinus VeeKay. Here is Colton Herta.
Oh!
Now what we're going to watch here is where does Herta come out in relation to Scott Dixon? Because last time the two of them were on track, they were right together.
Herta almost lost it, Kevin, on pit entry. Maybe a little bit of a wet spot there.
So that gap that, because of traffic, got back down to 3.5 seconds was back up to 8 before Palou pitted. So it would take a massive in-lap and a difficult in-lap for Palou to make up this time. Primary Firestone, Shell Fuel, Colton Herta, who started on pole, trying to get his first win. Did he make up any time?
Here comes Scott Dixon. He'll be battling with Dixon as he comes up to the hill to the keyhole along with Christian Lundgaard.
Dixon at speed, the others building their speed. Dixon gets Lundgaard off his list straight away. But Herta has an advantage, so this might be a back straight duel down into turn 4. This is going to be epic.
Not for long. Those cold Firestones are tough to handle on the outlap. Dixon with the advantage. Both drivers will be on push to pass.
Herta's going to fight hard here, Hinch.
He's only got a 1-lap advantage heat-wise.
Penalty there. You got to drive through this time.
Oh, Colton
drive through
Herta.
this time.
We
Yeah,
saw
the pit lane speed bus didn't work.
It's
Didn't
gone
catch it.
again. The chance of victory has gone again for Colton Herta. 2 races in succession. He started on the pole 2 races in a row. And the win is going to elude him again.
I just wonder in that big sideways moment entering pit lane if Colton was struggling to get his thumb as he was controlling his race car to hit the button as Will Power Dylan on pit lane.
And it was right here that caused the penalty.
It sort of makes sense because we saw him have that big cross-up moment. That was after where the pit lane pylons are. Let's take a look at it, Townsend.
That's Benjamin Peterson up front. So this is Colton's first pit lane entrance. Oh, he got his thumb there. Oh, he turned it. That's
No,
weird.
you see, he got his
hit it.
thumb there, but the lights didn't come on. Maybe he didn't push it enough. Maybe it didn't activate for some reason, but now he comes out right ahead.
It seems like he had a definitive button push to activate pit speed control.
13th place, he comes out in Hinch. 14th, actually 13th now.
So another issue for the 2016, Dylan. Graham Rahal in. They went to, he stalled. It went to slightly scuffed blacks, but it's not going to matter because Rahal stalls leaving. Actually was waiting on the left rear. You see it there. That's going to cost Rahal some more time.
Total disaster for the front row to start this race. Rahal and Herta both with huge issues on their final stop under green flag conditions. It is a tough, tough pill to swallow.
Oh, and you can see Graham in the cockpit, flicked his visor, was just furious.
You see some kind of issue on the left rear for Graham Rahal.
It's almost like he had to go back for another gun. I thought I saw the inside rear tire changer go back to the wall.
And this team knows all too well that that left rear needs to be on before it goes on the racetrack. If you remember back to the Indy 500 a year ago when Graham didn't have his left rear tight and it came off on the racetrack while leading.
Yeah, you saw he had to turn around, either grab a different gun or make some change, some adjustment.
His dad, Bobby. Oh, boy.
Through turn 9. Big wiggle from Dev up front there. Only 4 laps to go. Joseph Newgarden looking now on the inside of 11. This is not a place you pass.
Slight little kiss there.
Oh, this is a tough move to make on the outside of the final corner.
Teammate on teammate here. Grosjean's going to try and bulldoze his way through. Contact again with Di Francesco. Here comes VeeKay. VeeKay!
Whoa! That's 150 miles an hour with wheel banging going on for Rinus VeeKay. Now Kyle Kirkwood's ready to party.
Trying to pick up the pieces from this little squabble here into turn 1. Contact there. Elbows out with a handful of laps to go.
They're not afraid to mix it up here at the end of this one. Let Callum Ilott join in the fun.
Newgarden looked in his mirror.
just ran me off the road. Entry 2.
Kyle Kirkwood.
Here comes Ilott. Hook goes Hollinger Chevy. Kirkwood defends. One side to the other. The British driver looks for the inside line up the hill. Can't get it done. Now he will switch lines. It's tough to make a pass through here.
Thinking back to the head of this field again, I've been watching the gap between Palou and Dixon start to fall down. I was impressed with how much he had broken out from Scott Dixon, a 6-time winner here, and then I thought, oh, it's because he's caught some traffic. Who has he caught?
Last lap.
He has caught Connor Daly, who was nose to tail with Ryan Hunter-Reay in the car that he was driving only 2 races ago.
He would definitely like to get ahead of that 20. You saw the white flag. There's just 2.25 miles to go for Alex Palou. Meanwhile, outside the top 10, the gloves are still off. There has been some hard racing.
Oh,
Rinus VeeKay.
This might be enough for VeeKay if he doesn't get pushed wide, but no, he does. DeFrancesco, pretty clever, taking away the option for Rinus VeeKay. Meanwhile, Kirkwood ready to pounce.
Don't forget, Callum Ilott right behind Kirkwood
What a
goes by
move.
now into 9. Brave move there. Kirkwood had some sort of issue, I think.
So Alex Palou is guiding the American Legion Honda home. It's going to give Chip Ganassi Racing its 12th victory here at Mid-Ohio. That ties Team Penske for the most of any racing organization here. It gives Alex his 4th win on the season. More importantly, 3 in a row. Hello, Palou. Alex does it again. Extends his championship lead and wins here at Mid-Ohio.
3 in a row. Let's go. Thank you, boys. What an awesome day.
He's having some fun in that car.
Look at these guys. They know that this is a special time. People don't dominate the NTT IndyCar Series. It just doesn't happen. But Palou is doing it this year.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.